Hello everybody, dear students. In this video, I'm going to teach proteins. What do you mean by protein? Polymer of alpha amino acids are called as protein. It has peptide linkage. What do you mean by protein? Polymer of alpha amino acids are called as protein. It has peptide linkage. What do you mean by peptide linkage? C double bond O NH linkage is called as peptide linkage. You know very well about glycosidic linkage. Oxide linkage is called as glycosidic linkage. That glycosidic linkage present in a carbohydrate. Okay, this peptide linkage present in protein. This is peptide linkage. This peptide can be classified into so many types. One is dipeptide, tripeptide, tetrapeptide, pentapeptide, hexapeptide, polypeptide. So first one is dipeptide. What do you mean by dipeptide? This classification based on peptide linkage. What do you mean by dipeptide? Two amino acids combine to form dipeptide. It has only one peptide linkage. I am going to take two amino acid NH2, CH2, COOH. This amino acid name glycine. Next, NH2, CH3, COOH. Classification of peptide. Okay, first one is dipeptide. What do you mean by dipeptide? Two amino acids combine to form dipeptide. It has only one peptide linkage. Listen here. This is OH minus H plus 1 mole of water is removed. You can get dipeptide NH2, CH2, C. What's the charge of C? Plus N minus. So bond formation. CH3, C double bond O, COOH. This is what? C double bond O, NH. This is called as peptide linkage. Two amino acid combine to form dipeptide. It has only one peptide linkage. In dipeptide, one peptide linkage present. Tripeptide means what? Three amino acid combine to form tripeptide. It has two peptide linkage. Tetrapeptide means four amino acids combine to form tetrapeptide. It has three peptide linkage. What do you mean by polypeptide? More than 10 amino acid combine to form polypeptide. Now I am going to teach tripeptide. For example, this one is example for dipeptide because two amino acid combine to form dipeptide. So next one is tripeptide. What do you mean by tripeptide? Three amino acid. I am going to write one more amino acid. NH2, CH2, COOH. Okay. Next here OH minus H plus 1 mole of water. Here 1 mole of water. Totally 2 moles of water. Totally how many amino acid? 3 amino acid combine to form tripeptide. NH2, CH2, C double bond O, C plus N minus. NH, CH, CH3, C double bond O. What's the charge of C? Plus. Here N minus. Bond formation. NH, CH2, COOH. This one is example for tripeptide. What do you mean by polypeptide? More than 10 amino acids combine to form polypeptide. Okay. This protein, its molecular mass 10,000 atomic mass unit, AMU. Okay. So this is what? Classification of peptide based on peptide linkage. Okay. Next. Classification of proteins based on molecular shape. Classification of proteins based on molecular shape. There are two types. One is fibrous protein. Another one is globular protein. This difference very important. This distinguish very important. What are the difference between fibrous protein and globular protein? How will you distinguish fibrous protein and globular protein? In these lessons, totally 7 distinguish. All the distinguish are very important. Definitely in board examination, they will ask one distinguish. One is, how will you distinguish glucose and fructose? glucose, fructose. How will you distinguish glucose and fructose? First distinguish. Second one is amylose and amylopectin. How will you distinguish amylose and amylopectin? Third one is how will you distinguish starch and cellulose? Fourth one, how will you distinguish fibrous protein and globular protein? Next, how will you distinguish alpha helix and beta pleated? How will you distinguish DNA and RNA? Next, how will you distinguish nucleoside and nucleotide? Nucleoside and nucleotide. These distinguish are very, very important. First distinguish glucose, fructose. Second one is amylose, amylopectin. Third one is starch, cellulose. Fourth one is fibrous protein and globular protein. Fifth one is alpha helix and beta pleated. Sixth one DNA, RNA. Seventh one nucleoside and nucleotide. In this lesson, totally 7 distinguish. Definitely they will ask one distinguish in board examination. Now our topic, classification of proteins based on molecular shape. There are 2 types. One is fibrous protein, another one is globular protein. First of all, I am going to explain about fibrous protein. It's a shape, thread-like shape, fiber-like shape. It's a shape, thread-like shape or fiber-like shape. It is insoluble in water. Shape, thread shape or fiber shape. It is insoluble in water. So what kind of bond present in a fibrous protein? It has carbon disulfide bond and hydrogen bond present. Hydrogen bond and carbon disulfide bond present. There are 2 different types of bond present in a fibrous protein. Hydrogen bond and carbon disulfide bond present. Its example, keratin. Keratin and myosin. These are all example for fibrous protein. This keratin present in silk, wool. Okay, hair. These are all present in, this keratin present in silk, wool, hair. Myosin present in muscle. These are all what? Fibrous protein. Okay, it's a shape, thread-like shape. It is insoluble in water. What kind of bond present in fibrous protein? Hydrogen bond and carbon disulfide bond present. Example, keratin and myosin. Myosin present in muscle. Keratin present in silk, wool and hair. Next one is globular protein. This classification, fibrous protein and globular protein. This classification based on molecular shape. Next one is globular protein. It's a shape, spherical shape. Globular protein. What's the shape? Yeah, spherical shape. It is soluble in water. But you know, fibrous protein insoluble in water, but a globular protein soluble in water. What kind of bond present here? Van der Waals force present, hydrogen bond present and carbon disulfide bond also present. What are the bond? Hydrogen bond, carbon disulfide bond and Van der Waals force also present. Next, its example, hemoglobin, insulin, albumin, hemoglobin. These are all example for globular protein. It's this distinguish very, very important. How will you distinguish fibrous protein and globular protein? Very, very important. Okay. So next, I am going to explain protein structure and shape at 4 different levels. Now I am going to explain protein structure and its shape at 4 different levels. First one is primary structure. Second one is secondary structure. Third one is tertiary. Fourth one is quaternary. Okay, these structures also very, very important. Primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary, all the concepts are very, very important. First of all, I am going to explain about the primary structure. If you are a biology student, means you know very well these things. Now I am going to explain about the primary structure of protein. First primary structure, then secondary. Primary structure. What's the use of primary structure? It refers to the sequence of amino acid. This is, you know very well about protein. Protein means what? The polymer of alpha amino acid. This overall portion is called as protein. These are all what? Amino acid. These are all amino acid. Each and every species are amino acid. When you change this amino acid location, what will happen? One kind of protein is converted into another one kind of protein. That one is called as denaturation. I will explain later. So, primary structure, it refers to the sequence of amino acid. If amino acid sequence change means, for example, this amino acid move towards here, what will happen? If amino acid sequence will change means its structure, one kind of protein is converted into another one kind of protein. Listen here, NH2, CH, R1, C double bond O, NH, CH, R2, C double bond O, NH, and so on. Okay. Last one, CH, RN, C double bond O, COOH. This is what one amino acid, first amino acid. Then this is second amino acid. Very clear. Amino acid, first amino acid, second amino acid, third amino acid, fourth amino acid, nth amino acid. Am I right? This is N term. This is this is N terminal because nitrogen present. Here this is C terminal because carboxylic acid carbon present atom. In this end, nitrogen terminal, nitrogen present. In this end, carbon present. So it is called as a nitrogen terminal. This one is carbon terminal. Am I right or not? This is first amino acid, second amino acid, third amino acid. This is nth amino acid. When you change this amino acid location, this second amino acid move towards fifth position means what will happen? One kind of protein is converted into another one kind of protein. Okay. So primary structure, it refers to the sequence. If sequence change means one kind of protein is converted into another one kind of protein. This is what primary structure of protein. Second one is secondary structure. Secondary structure of protein. It refers to the shape of protein. Primary structure refers to the sequence of amino acids in proteins. Secondary structure refers to the shape of proteins. This secondary structure can be classified into two types. Here alpha helix and beta pleated. Alpha helix and beta pleated. This distinguish also very, very important. How will you distinguish alpha helix structure and beta pleated structure? Alpha helix and beta pleated. Alpha helix means what? Clockwise direction. Clockwise direction means what? Right-handed coil moving along the central axis. This is central axis. Okay, right-handed coil moving along the central axis. Okay, this is what alpha helix. Clockwise direction. Very clear here. What kind of bond present? Intramolecular hydrogen bond present. Alpha helix means clockwise direction. Intramolecular hydrogen bond present. Right-handed structure coil moving along the central axis. Okay, this is what alpha helix. Beta pleated. Its structure resemble with anti-clockwise direction. Folded drapery. Its structure resemble with folded drapery. Folded drapery. Folded drapery means this is what? Folded drapery. Beta pleated structure resemble with folded drapery. This beta pleated can be classified into two types. One is parallel beta pleated. Another one is anti-parallel beta pleated. How many types? Two types. One is parallel. Another one is anti-parallel. Parallel beta pleated. Parallel beta pleated means what? You know very well about proteins. In one side, nitrogen present, nitrogen terminal. In another one side, carbon terminal present. Parallel beta structure means what? Nitrogen terminal and carbon terminal both are all present in same side means it is called as parallel beta pleated. Are you clear? Already I draw that structure. One side NH2 group present, another one side COOH group present. NH2 means nitrogen terminal. COH means carbon terminal. Parallel beta pleated. Beta pleated structure can be classified into two types. One is parallel beta pleated. Another one is anti-parallel beta pleated. Parallel beta pleated means what? Nitrogen terminal and carbon terminal of proteins present in the same side. It is called as parallel beta pleated structure. Another one is anti-parallel beta pleated means what? Nitrogen terminal and carbon terminal present in opposite side. Very clear? Nitrogen terminal and carbon terminal of peptide or protein present in opposite side is called as anti-parallel beta pleated structure. Very clear? So difference between alpha helix and beta pleated. Alpha helix means a clockwise direction. Am I right? Here its structure resembles with folded drapery. Okay, here it's a bond. What kind of bond present here? Intramolecular hydrogen bond present. But in beta pleated, intermolecular hydrogen present. It's the types you know very well. Here parallel beta pleated and anti-parallel beta pleated. So secondary structure is over. Next one is tertiary. Primary, secondary, tertiary, third one is quaternary. Okay. Now I am going to explain about tertiary structure of protein. Tertiary. Tertiary means what? It refers to the overall folding of proteins. Primary means what? It refers to the sequence. Secondary, shape of protein. This is tertiary, overall folding of proteins. Okay. This tertiary structure can be classified into two types. One is fibrous protein. Another one is globular protein. That's all. Tertiary structure. It refers to the overall protein, overall folding of proteins. Okay. Last one is quaternary structure of protein. Some peptide, some proteins made up of two or more polypeptide. These polypeptide made up of subunits. Some protein made up of composition of two or more polypeptide. Composition of two or more polypeptide is called as subunits. That one is called as subunits. Quaternary structure of protein is used to explain arrangements of subunits. Are you clear? Quaternary structure of protein. So what do you mean by quaternary structure? Some proteins made up of two or more polypeptide. Combination of two or more polypeptide. Combination of two or more polypeptide is called as subunits. This quaternary structure of protein is used to explain arrangements of subunits. It is used to explain arrangements of subunits. Primary structure, sequence of amino acid. Secondary structure, shape of amino acid. Tertiary, overall folding of proteins. Quaternary, arrangements of subunits. It is used to explain arrangements of subunits in protein. Okay, so thank you everybody. So in this video, I taught proteins and its classification: dipeptide, tripeptide, tetrapeptide, polypeptide, and based on molecular shape, globular protein, fibrous protein, and primary, secondary, tertiary, quaternary structure. These topics I explained to you. In next video, I will teach vitamins and enzymes. Okay, thank you everybody.